Okay. Yep. YouTube as a company has a communication problem.
I still love you, YouTube. I just don't understand why you don't communicate better with the creators.
Which is ironic because they are one of the best communication platforms in the world.
Now, this isn't something new for YouTube. They've always had this problem.
Why would they talk to their creators? I mean, it's not like we are the core of the website.
But it's come to light recently because of all the changes on the platform and the recent controversy with their creators.
Changes that seem very much inspired from the recent Logan Paul controversy.
Last week, Casey Neistat took it upon himself to try and bridge this communication gap. He had the chief business officer of YouTube on his channel and interviewed him about some of these issues.
He offered to come on my YouTube channel and talk about the future of YouTube and answer whatever questions I had. Have you ever made a YouTube video before?
No, it's my first one.
Casey has been really vocal about his thoughts on YouTube, with what they do well as some places where they can improve.
Why is my income being affected even though I'm doing the same thing I've always done?
Before we break down the interview and talk about the implications that it will have for creators and for the platform, we want to talk about how YouTube has communicated up to this point.
So usually when a company of this size needs to communicate something, they go the standard route of press releases and blog posts and now even Twitter. They launched the Team YouTube Twitter account to interact more with creators and answer questions more rapidly.
But this is YouTube. It's already a communication platform. They should probably try and communicate through YouTube, and they have done a little bit of that.
Last year, YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki. How do you say that? Is that how you say it?
I think we just said it.
Last year, YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki started her own YouTube channel.
I wanted to use it as a way of communicating with creators.
But only made 2 videos. It was a good idea, but really has not been well executed.
There are a lot of other YouTube channels out there specifically for communication. These are channels that are made by YouTube for YouTube creators.
The new Creator Academy channel is an educational hub that makes original content for everyone.
But there is one sort of like secret, unofficial YouTube channel, and I think it's their best channel. It's Creator Insider.
The people behind the channel, myself included, we all work at YouTube in the tech organization, so we can give you a perspective that you can't get anywhere else.
Now, if you look at it, it says this is an unofficial channel. It's not necessarily put out by YouTube, and it's really raw. You can tell that Tom, the guy who hosts it, actually produces it himself. And if you're a creator and you don't follow Creator Insider, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of really good information there about how to crack the YouTube algorithm and best practices that honestly, I couldn't find anywhere else.
You know, I work on the discovery team, and so there's 2 things that we've looked at to try to understand how creators are breaking through.
The thing about Creator Insider, though, is that it just doesn't have a big audience. YouTube doesn't push that out, which is another ironic thing that YouTube does. Okay, so back to why this interview with Robert Kyncl is a big deal. YouTube is traditionally not very good at communicating with their creators, and they aren't very transparent in their reaction to controversy. Now, Casey is notorious for making videos about his frustrations with YouTube.
Your boss doesn't tell you what's going on. You can't get in touch with your boss. You don't know how to get in touch with your boss.
He also is an advocate for YouTube.
Yeah.
In a big way.
I absolutely love YouTube. I credit the majority of the success of my career to YouTube.
So let's get into the interview itself. Here are some of the points that we thought were specifically really interesting in the conversation.
As a creator, it feels like there's a lot of tension. Is that felt within YouTube as a company?
I wouldn't want to call it tension because it would imply that we're on opposite sides somehow, and we're not. Like, we're on the same side.
One of Casey's best questions came right in the beginning of the interview. He brought up the fact that none of the higher level executives at YouTube have actually made a living on YouTube.
So how does Susan, how do the other leaders at YouTube empathize with the struggles of being a creator, having never been there yourself?
Robert Kyncl responds by sharing some of his own background.
Started in the mailroom of a talent agency.
And just says that he has a big passion for media and content.
But the main takeaway here is when Robert said that the most important thing is building infrastructure.
What our company has to do is sort of marry the technological prowess with content prowess together.
At the end of the day, YouTube is a technology company.
Here at YouTube, we've been experimenting. looking at charts and graphs.
So I think the important point here is that hearing Robert's perspective might offer an opportunity for creators to actually empathize with YouTube and recognize that they are a technology platform that allows for us to upload video, but they don't have that much creator experience there.
There are three pillars that make YouTube work. It's the creators, the technology of the platform, and then the advertisers.
Another point in the interview that was interesting is when Robert talks about how YouTube creators and advertisers are viewed as equals.
To us, what's most important is bringing these two communities together, advertisers and creators, and make sure that they all succeed. And if they do, we'll be fine.
What's important here is that there's a lot of questions around demonetization and different policies with advertising.
Both sides think that we favor the other.
The reality is that YouTubers are making businesses out of what they're doing. So it is important, if you're a YouTube creator, in a way, to think about advertising. Tom, YouTube's newest rising star.
You love Tom.
I love Tom. Tom actually on his channel gives tips for how you can think from an advertiser's perspective.
You may want to think about, okay, if I were the marketing manager or the CEO of fill in the blank big brand, is this the thumbnail and title and video that I would want my logo and company message associated with?
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's important to look at it from the advertiser's perspective.
Yeah, it's just something to keep in mind because it is a business.
Yeah.
We actually give YouTube a lot of credit for having Robert Kyncl on Casey's YouTube channel, and I hope we see a lot more of this.
You should know that we try so hard to communicate with creators, but we want the feedback to keep on coming.
In our opinion, the best way for YouTube to communicate with its creators is with its creators.
Whoa.
Here's one of my favorite things from seeing this interview on Casey's channel. It made me think about YouTube as if it were the NBA. Bear with me here. The YouTube creators are the players, and then the YouTube upper level executives are the league. And Susan Wojcicki would be like the commissioner of the NBA. And Casey is now establishing himself as the head of the NBA Players Association.
Is Casey like Derek Fisher then, right? Remember Derek Fisher was like the president of the Players Association.
Our orders are clear. Right now, the current offer that is on the table from the NBA is not one that we can accept.
All of the players look to him to be that bridge to the league and the upper level management.
So basically what we're saying is that YouTube should do a lot more of this. And Casey is the perfect person to help them communicate their message to the rest of the creators.
But it shouldn't stop with just Casey. I think YouTube should do this with a whole set of diverse creators and show up on different channels all over the world.
And maybe this is like a monthly thing that they do, like a YouTube town hall where everyone can tune in and ask questions and actually communicate with people at YouTube. I think that would make a much healthier ecosystem on the platform. So if you haven't seen the interview with Casey and Robert Kyncl, we've linked that in the description. Make sure to go check that out and leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know how you think YouTube can improve their communication going forward.
Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and watch some of these other videos that are on the screen right now.
Whoa.
What?
I just didn't see the videos coming.
And we'll see you guys next time.